are you?
Hundreds and hundreds on my iPad. Really? Flying on airplanes, that's the way to do it. Really? Load them on a Kindle and then you go.
I still like it. Wow.
And Donna probably goes through 2 or 3 books a week. Really? Go away, romance things, take you know, she knock one out in a day.
Just going through them, yeah.
I'll read it. So
Threw me off.
you got the great way. I've always been a reader.
Okay. Yeah, I like to read, but I'm going to feel that.
One of my friends, he's the same way, he loves reading history. Okay. He wants to touch the paper.
Last thing on.
Not the way I would want it.
No, I want that to go off.
Okay,
No,
okay.
should be on.
Being out there and on the tape, I will get them and reread them.
Oh, yeah.
They go off. They go off.
We got to get about 2 years ago, now
That's the only time.
Also,
You got to hold it on.
let me read it again, I'm sure none of the words have changed.
Right. If it's, pull it,
I've got a guy,
It's the same way.
he's got like a section, you know, he died, and they have a ghostwriter now, the ghostwriter is not nearly as productive. The ghostwriter only cranks out one, maybe 3 books every 2 years, Bruce Wood cranking out 2 one time every 8 years. One of my friends asked me about it, I said, well, you could read it as a freestanding, but to really understand it, you need to go all the way back to number 1, because all the characters are built.
yeah. My brother loves that. I just.
Can I just back to you? I'm trying to scribble.
I'm back.
Hey there.
How you feeling? You feeling better? Yeah, he did have it come back behind us, so.
It came
Yeah,
across,
get these settlements again next week.
looked like it came across the carport, through the kitchen, across the living room, and through a bedroom, and from, thank you, ma'am,
Wow.
all the way to the ground.
Thank you.
And it was,
Did you talk to Wanda? She said she texted you. Did you message?
that
We can both work off of one. Oh, well, I do need another set. Or is that the same thing? That may be the same.
Well, I told the people behind me to bring them. It comes natural, doesn't it?
All right, are we ready to get started? I'm sorry for the delay. We'll start off with this pre-council meeting for January 27th. The first thing I'd like to do is introduce Tushi Arvitel, our new city clerk. She has had 12 and a half years of municipal experience. Before that, another 7 years in the county in zoning enforcement. Has all of the certificates required and much experience. So we are excited and delighted to have her with us. Let's see, so I would remind you, council, if you will, please use your microphones as we discuss. The first thing on our pre-council agenda is the first thing on our council agenda as well, which is a contract for web design services. I hope that everyone watched both of those videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So that we can, were they helpful?
Very.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to talk about?
Only thing I wanna make sure is that the city maintains ownership of the webpage.
Yes,
So
that,
if we change vendors down the road, it's still our product.
yes, that's one of the reasons that I like, Mr. Walsh as the freelance web designer. He does have 25 years' experience. He does work for a company. If his company were to, if we were to contract it out through his company, like most of the ones that I have found, you do not gain ownership. They maintain your website for you as a service. So that's the benefit of doing it, as a freelance web designer. But we will have total ownership, and once our staff is trained, we don't have any reason to call a developer. As he said, and it was in his video, he talked about how WordPress is an open source and easily hackable, easy for someone to get in there and make some changes, which of course we would not want to happen. And so this is a safer and secure, as well as fully ADA accessible, which our website is not currently. And the answer optimization would be AI enabled, because that is how people are starting to use that feature, is they ask it a question and it pulls all the information to find the specific answer to what they want.
Very good.
My only question, is he himself have a business, LLC? Or he just does it freelance?
He would have, I'm not sure that he has an LLC on his own. If he had a business license, and he could have his EIN tax number.
He's got a business license and he has some form of business at home. If he
Well,
has a business license.
Right.
So he does have one.
Well, he could certainly get one from the city, because he would be doing work for our city.
Okay.
My concerns are kind of on the same line as the, if I realize we want to use him as freelancer, but is there, when we pay for these services, is he gonna develop the website before we pay him for these services? I mean, what happens if he's not if he's acting as freelancer and a month into it, you know, the whole website goes down is my concern, on that. I think that's my only concern. And my other question would be the, website. I know that we're doing this website because we don't own or have access to our website, from my understanding.
We do currently have access to our website, but a lot of the technology that it's in is hard to move around in.
Okay.
She's been able to go in and update a few things.
Right.
But there are lots of things that are not available.
That she can't, so we can change some
Deliver.
things, just we can't change a lot of the things on.
Yes, and on his proposal, there is a list of deliverables from him on the timeline, and you would pay him 50%, and then you would pay him on completion of the job after our people have been trained.
He will be filing for the business license in the city of Lake.
Yes. Okay, if there are no more questions or comments about that, how about the appointment of the city administrator treasurer?
We interviewed 3 candidates last week. And, I feel that one of them to me, was a stronger candidate. And, Scott Collins, for me, was the best candidate out of the 3.
Okay, and can you tell me why?
I think he had more experience, and he's, particularly with larger budgets, he's coming from Mobile with a $70+ million budget. And I felt more comfortable during the discussion with him. I think it was a close decision in my mind, between him and Mr. Watson.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the third candidate was not nearly as strong as those 2. Those 2 are clearly above
I would agree with that.
option 3.
Okay,
But I would run, Mr. Collins slightly higher than Mr. Watson.
all right. Ms. Jones Love, you also interviewed as well?
I did, and as a 25+ year professional in financial arena, I felt, Mr. Collins was stronger as well. He was more polished, and he used the true words that I look to hear from anyone that's dealing with the finances. Meaning he talked about the breakdowns, how you put it together, and he had a true focus on making sure that the council understood what was going on and that there would be no surprises. So I thought he was a much stronger candidate than your choice.
And I'll be honest with you, I did not get to interview any of the candidates because the interviews were done at times where I were not able to come. So I really wouldn't have a vote on this at all, because I didn't interview any of the candidates to know any of them, to know their strong suits. I've read their resumes. I've seen their resumes, and I can only go by what I've seen. They did, I was glad to know that we interviewed other candidates because they did have other things, the attributes they brought to the table, but I do not have where I could have said that I could sit in on an interview and could give a judgment on either of them.
All right.
Has anything changed? Because I know we voted on this 2 weeks ago, and it did not pass 2 weeks ago. Has anything changed in the 2-week period?
The only thing that has changed is we had an opportunity to interview 2 other candidates as well. I hold firm on my choice as an appointment, and the reasoning behind that is because Mr. Collins was originally in Northport, then he was in Tennessee, and then he's been in Mobile and is ready to relocate. Mr. Watson has been in Jefferson County for 30 years of municipal experience. If you remember, when we went to the ALM Advocacy Day, we were told repeatedly that relationships matter. This is a person who already has those established relationships in this county. He's already worked with the RPC, he's brought business to the the city that he's working for. He already has those county people, the commissioners, those people that we're gonna need to move ourselves forward, specifically on things like the DYS property and gaining grants. He already has those people in his phone. So, in my mind, if in politics it's all about who you know, he is a person who already has that knowledge.
And to comment to that, one of the
Yes,
things
ma'am.
that I disagree with is the fact that he knows so many people,
Mm-hmm.
that could be a curse just as well.
Okay?
That could be a curse just as well as a plus. And I think someone coming in, establishing themselves as someone that don't know the foundation of it, but they know the business, carries a whole lot of weight.
Okay. Mr. Nell, would you like to weigh in?
I'm good. I'm good there.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm hurt enough.
All righty. If we move on to the, council representative for the, Planning and Zoning Committee. Jody has been, faithful to be on that committee for several years, but now that he is on, the council, he does not need to be the chairman of that commission. Is that the right word?
Absolutely.
But he can be our liaison, so that's what this, resolution, is for. Does anybody have anything they'd like to comment or discuss about that?
If one of y'all wanna do it, it's okay with me.
I think with your background, you would be the perfect choice.
Thank you.
All right, our next one is declaring a city property as surplus. I had Chase look at, our vehicles. For my mind, I would like at this point to remove the buses from the surplus list, and consider the Highlander, two Crown Vics, and the, 150, F-150, surplus, and allow them to go to auction. Is there any discussion?
I think that's great, removing the buses.
Very good. They're all spared. They're not being used.
So all of them will go to the auction to see if there's any, property that would be, or funding that could be given for it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
12, 15 passengers.
Do I need to sign? Oh,
That's just the corrected list.
this is the corrected list, she says.
And at present time, we have nobody. We have nobody that has a CDL, right? Is that what I understand?
That is correct. I do have one, Public Works employee who has a grade B CDL. And
Okay.
so all he needs is the passenger part. So I would like to see about the possibility of having him trained.
Okay.
Another option is we have a limo business here in the city of Clay. And he requires CDLs for his, so as needed, it's possible that we could just contract that thing out. But I would
Rent a
really,
driver,
Yeah, driver, yeah. Okay.
rent a driver.
rent a driver, yes.
And the smaller bus doesn't, if it's a small group, the smaller bus doesn't need.
It doesn't require a driver.
So the driver, just not a CDL.
So you can drive that one.
Oh, no, that's you, that's you, Chris.
You got.
You're right. It doesn't require a CDL driver. Okay, so another one, the next one, 2608, is a resolution to establish a finance committee for the city of Clay.
Do we actually need one?
I think it would be a good idea, as we are delving into these finances, we have found that, well, one of the things is there's already a resolution from 2000 for the finance committee. It's one of the first things they established. The reason, for just having a 3-member finance committee is that it keeps us from having our finances gone through with a fine-tooth comb in this setting, we can do a little bit, without a quorum, and then bring those findings to you as a whole group. When I'm considering your time, from what we can tell, our QuickBooks, does not have a detailed budget for this city since 2020. And so there's quite a bit that we need to gain in some accurate accounting to look and see where things are so that we can produce a detailed budget that is correct, that is accurate, that basically shows us where the money's gone, but more importantly, making sure that we are putting the money where we need to.
Now, a lot of that is, and this is a question for Rick, obviously, because he's the attorney, but I think a lot of that, looking at the Open Meetings Act, one of the things it says is like the prearranged gathering of quorum of governmental body or a quorum of a committee or subcommittee of the governmental body is still under the Open Meetings Act.
That's correct. It is still under the Open Meetings Act. However, because it is 3 people, it is not a quorum. We would have to publish when we had those meetings. That's correct. And by publish those meetings, I mean we would have to place them up on the bulletin board of the 3 places where we publicly post them.
Okay.
They would not be recorded. They would not be streamed.
But they still will be open to the public.
Well, sure, they're still open to the public.
It's just like the planning and zoning. There's a meeting date posted,
Right.
and if you show up, you hear it. If you don't show up, it's not streamed.
So other than it being streamed, how does that differentiate from us doing those meetings here?
Well, if we do it here, it's gonna take quite a bit, it's gonna be a quorum, it's going to be quite a bit of time that frankly, I think people with full-time jobs might not really want to participate because they don't have the time.
And will there be other people on the finance committee or just a couple of the council members?
I would suggest that the chairman of that committee be Carla, because she has the most knowledge of the finances. Me, because I'm on every committee as the mayor. And Mr. Harris, because he is retired and has a little bit more flexibility of schedule than the 3 of you. The other people that would be involved in that would be the city administrator and the clerk, because they're the ones who are bringing the actual details down in front of us and helping us understand.
And if any of the other council persons wanted to come, they would not be on this level sitting here. They would just simply sit out there to be able to be a
As a
part of
citizen,
it, as
sure.
a citizen.
Certainly.
Mhm.
And this would be an advisory committee only?
Yes, we would bring your findings to the council as a whole, and as a council, we would discuss what needed to change, or basically, I think for a while, it's gonna be just a fact-finding mission.
I think right now, that's pretty much what we'll be doing, is doing an analysis of what's been done over the past 3 to 5 years, so we can use that information to build a true budget, to understand what's been spent and why it's been spent in those particular areas, so we can really build a true budget to show now what we're really trying to do.
The finance committee is not gonna make decisions, it's gonna make recommendations.
Any more discussion?
We still would be at liberty to, if I saw something that I wanted to make a suggestion about, or something I was curious about, I could ask Carla, I could say something to Jody, I can make that
Right.
recommendation to you.
Certainly.
I'm good.
Okay, so, 2609 amends a resolution, that we would have another designated signatory. This would be a third person who would be able to, sign a check. My reasoning behind this, just based on this week, On Friday afternoon, we got a call from our athletic director that he needed $800 cash so that he had the money in his till for basketball games all day Saturday. Orletta was not in town, she was in Miami. So I signed the check and I called or texted her and let her know what was happening. But to avoid such a thing in the future, I would like to have the chair of my finance committee, Carla, as a designee in order to sign a check so that there are at least 2 people signing a check in case one of us is unavailable.
Good with me.
As long as it's not me.
I think Jody needs to be that bigger Jody.
Okay, and then the last one is the de-annexation of the property at Sweeney Hollow Road, Resolution 2610. And Jody, you've got 3 minutes to tell us all about it.
Okay. This came before planning and zoning. It's a piece of property. We're gonna use visual aids. This is the piece of property. This piece is in the county. 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 The only thing that touches is this one little corner right here, touches to pieces down here. They were told, according to their information, they were told by the developer that they were required to annex into the city. They want to build a structure on that property for housing for them that is not a structure that is currently allowed by our single-family residence zoning. So they want to de-annex to do this. The recommendation from the planning and zoning was to approve the de-annexation. That's only a recommendation, and the council will make the final decision.
All I'm worried about is precedent. So if we start de-annexing things out of the city, what?
I have concern.
I mean, that's.
We have
that's
never
my thought.
de-annexed a piece of property,
Right.
but
I mean, I can't help what developers told this person.
I
that
understand.
person.
I'm just telling you what we were told in the meeting. The developer was not there. Apparently, they've gone through at least 2 developers. The first one quit. They got another one, and they may even be working with the 3rd one now. But that was their story and their request. And they understand that the planning and zoning recommendation is just a straight up recommendation.
And I've got some more on that when we get to voting on,
Sure.
on that. I know we don't have time for it in pre-council.
I still have 30 seconds to talk fast.
All righty, well, is there anything else, pre-council wise that we want to discuss in, 8 seconds? All righty. Dr. Rich, would you mind, starting our invocation?
May we pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for another day as we leave the city of Clay. Thank you for the ones that have come out to be a part of the venue as we go through what we consider structure for this here city. Lord, give us the strength to come to a common ground. Give us the strength to be able to understand we can agree to disagree. Give us the strength to be able to be united as one, even in our differences for the city. We're praying over all the families, the friends, and all of the business and everything that is within this city limits. We ask this in your darling son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Stand for the pledge, please. We'll have roll call.
Mayor Anderson,
Here.
Counselor Harris,
Here.
Counselor Nail,
Here.
Counselor Rush,
Here.
Counselor Thompson,
Here.
Counselor Youngblood.
Here.
We'll have approval of the minutes of the pre-council and regular council minutes from January 13th.
So moved, Mayor.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Have approval of agendas. The meeting agenda,
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the consent agenda. This is the check register.
So moved, Mayor.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Let's see, I don't know that I even thought about, committee reports. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Most of you were here for pre-council, and so, you've basically heard all I've got to say. Mr. Harris?
All right, well, tonight, Sergeant Graham's gonna come talk us a little bit about the sheriff's department, and Chief Dolan's gonna come talk a little bit about the fire department. And I've already told you about planning and zoning. Stop the dumb looks and just come on. Here, I'll give mine.
Good evening. Thank you guys for letting me come and talk to you a little bit about the fire department. Just gonna briefly go over the end of the year, 2025. For December, I always give a report on the month previous because of the numbers. So for December, we ended up with 841 incident responses. 5 of those were structure fires. The majority of those were EMS calls, 505 of those, and 340 were transports. So for the year, we finished out with 10,444 calls for the entire year for the whole fire district. So Jefferson County 911 dispatches, I gave you some handouts. They dispatched for 36 departments in the county, and we ran roughly 24% of all those fire department calls. So it shows you how busy we are compared to the other municipalities. And then of those 10,400 plus, roughly 40% of those actually occur in the city limits of Clay. We have 2 stations that cover Clay, so in case you were curious. But yeah, December was busy for us. Christmas time, parties, parades, toy drives, tree lighting, so that keeps us busy. We did an award ceremony. We also conducted a assessment center for promotions, for internal promotions with our employees. That's a kind of demanding process that they go through. And then we also did some training with the community emergency response team that we have, CERT team. It's about 40 individuals that volunteer in the Center Point greater area to help us and EMA in the event of an emergency. So we're really glad to have that group. They are dedicated, come out and support us. Of course, Oswego Road opened back up, so that was great for our response plan. And then it closed again, but it's back open. We do have a new fire truck that's been ordered. It's finished final production in Florida, and it should be here mid-February. Hopefully next council meeting in February, I'll be able to have that up here to show off. And then we begin the new year. I think this year already we're 15 structure fires. January is a busy month for us fire-wise. It's cold, obviously, but and then we're just doing some training, driver training, hazmat, things we can do inside right now until the weather gets a little warmer. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you for your service.
So our budget isn't as great as Centerpoint, so I didn't print out the sheets for you. So let me pull this email. I do want to publicly thank Chief. Luckily, we didn't have any ice this past storm system. When we do that, our deputies end up sleeping in their cars or at the substation where we don't have any bunks or anything. And Chief actually reached out and said, "Hey, y'all come up to our fire station. We've got cots." So, Chief, I appreciate the kindness with that. Our stats are broken down just a little bit differently. We do them weekly, so I present these at every council meeting at Centerpoint, Pittston, and Clay. So for the week, I've got January 17th to the 23rd. We had a total of 49 calls in the city of Clay, and I won't get too specific. A lot of these are just investigate complaint. We had 8 of those. That could range anywhere from someone complaining about harassment to somebody's dump trash in their yard, so we don't really break those down quite specifically. We had 4 burglary alarms at a residence, 2 burglary alarms at a business, and let's see, unfortunately 1 suicide attempt, and 1 accident with an injury. Those are just for the week, and I will go over, I have a report. Mary Anderson reached out to me. She had a few citizens that were concerned that just crime in the area seemed like it was going up. So she reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you get some stats on just historical data within the city?" So I reached out to our Metro Area Crime Center, and they provided some stats from 2016 up until now. And while I share these stats with you, I will quote James Spann and say that it only takes 1 tornado to be your April 27th, and we all understand what that means. It only takes that one time that your house gets burglarized or your car gets broken into to feel like, the world's closing down around you and like, there's so much crime around. So I can't empathize with you on that, but I am happy to report that crime is actually trending down in the city of Clay. And Mayor, I'll provide you and the council with these stats. But in 2016, we had, and I kind of went with, these are the call types: aggravated assault, burglary, homicide, rape, robbery, theft, breaking into vehicles, or vehicle theft. So those are the calls that I had pulled. In 2016, there was a total of 208 of all of those calls added together. In 2025, there was 88. So over time, and I'll just say from 2016 to 2025, there was 208, 179, 152, 161, 136, 115, 132, 131, 112, and then, as I said, 88. So that is good news. The crimes are trending down, and the sheriff's office is trying our best to stay on top of it. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think what happens on some of the perception of crime, one of my neighbors gets these alerts off of her Ring doorbell system, but she has the alerts set for a 10-mile radius. So she's getting a lot of alerts, and almost none of them are in the city of Clay, but her perception is crime is awful. So I think the social media sometimes, and just like the sergeant said, if it happens to you, it's beyond awful. If it happens to your next door neighbor, well, that's kind of bad. And if it happens just an article in the paper to somebody 5 miles away that you don't know, well, that's just interesting. So I think we need to kind of keep it in a relationship and keep it in focus is what's really going on and not what the social media makes it appear to. That's all. Through with my electoral comments.
Mr. Nail.
Yes, ma'am. I've got the grants up to date, and so I'm gonna read the December and January winners. For Clay Elementary, Ryan Meyer. The Bryant Park Elementary, Haley Charles. Middle School, Mr. Wilson will get it, and for the high school, I'm gonna send it to Mr. Dallas. Noticed he's stepped in for a visit today. The January, I'm gonna give it to Dr. Finkley, let him disperse that. Brian Parks, Shay Smith, will get it, and, again, the middle school, I'm gonna, again, Mr. Wilson and Mr. Dallas, I'll let them kinda, whoever is in need of those grants I'll let you guys distribute those. And, also I've noticed he's came in, do you have anything you'd like to say, Dr. Dallas, about anything, or?
Well, thank y'all for recognizing me. This is my first time public speaking at the city council meeting, so thank you all. I haven't had the opportunity to even give you all or the city any type of updates in regards to Clay Chalkville High School. But just briefly, I know we hear a lot of things, but I can only speak the truth, and I'm about as transparent as they come. School-wise, school is going great. I've been there 4 years. Our discipline actually down in the building 58% from when I got there. And when you look at academics, I know we put out this state report card, but that is I'm just not even gonna say a true snapshot of what Clay Chalkville is. We're more than just a number. We got one of the highest, if not the highest, amount of scholarship dollars in the whole county. I know year before last, we reported $20 million in just scholarships. My goal was always to succeed, be higher than the year before. Right now, we're projecting like $21 million or $22 million in scholarships, and that's not including football or basketball. That's just strictly academics. So we're really looking for some great numbers once those seniors get us all that data in. As you know, we are building a new, I call it the Taj Mahal. It is gonna be a great building, but it is a work in progress, from stadium, field house, to the most important part to me, the building where the kids are gonna be getting their academics. And once it gets up and going, we do invite the community out, because it's not a Dr. Dallas thing, it's not a Jefferson County Board thing, it's a community. And that's gonna be the flagship of the Clay Chalkville community. So I invite you at any time. I always tell my parents, well, I wanna come up there and see this and that. I don't sugarcoat anything, I don't got anything to hide. Don't make no appointment with me, just come on. I'll walk you through the hall while we transition, because I want you to see it for what it is. I don't want you to see it for what you've been told. I want you to actually see my school. And it's something that I'm very proud of, and I'm proud of the work that the teachers do, proud of the work of my administration, and I'm proud of the support that I do get from Jefferson County Board of Education. But as long as I'm there, anything that I can do to help you all, anything that you all may need, like I say, I'm a servant leader, and I'm just here to serve. Other hand, as you know, our football team won the state title. We're on this little dynasty run, 5 state titles, and but the last, 10 years, or no, the last 7 years. And that's unprecedented. And right now, we're struggling to find a team to even play us. As you know, the state went with this new alignment that just came out last Friday. I got with Coach Floyd this morning, trying to finalize the schedule, and we still got open dates because no one will play us. And, it's hard when you're winning, and no one really want to come over here and get a little taste of Clay Chalkville. So now we're having to travel out of state. Like our first game right now is against the number 2 team in the state of Georgia. So we're having to travel over there to play them. The supposedly number 1 team in Mississippi, who we played here last year, they canceled their game on us, so we had to figure that one out. We reached out to Hewitt Trussville, we reached out to Central Phoenix. They both have declined, and we're waiting to hear from Thompson. So hopefully we can get that going again. The thing that I do want to bring to your attention, we've been just really trying to figure out a way to pay for our state championship rings. As you know, our kids just came off the title run. We measured all the kids, got ring sizes and everything like that, and that bill is not cheap. And I jokingly even said the other day I might take a personal loan out just to pay for it. Hopefully I don't have to do that. But any support that we can get, any reallocations from the city council will be greatly appreciated. And don't get me wrong, we do definitely appreciate everything you do.
But, we definitely can use that assistance, just to say, tell our kids thank you. Because what those boys do on the field is more than just football. You know, you don't catch too many kids, 109 kids that's gonna dedicate themselves to getting up at 5 in the morning to be on the field at 6, in the rain, cold, no matter what the weather is, and then even have to be up there sometimes in the evening. And then you got some of our kids who even mentor some of the younger kids in the youth parks and things of that nature. So this is just a small token to them, just to say we appreciate you and all the hard work and for representing Clay Chalkle and Clay Chalkle community the right way. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. House, appreciate that, thank you for those words. Moving forward too with the school grants, what I may wanna do is just kinda, I mean, we don't have to do it this year, but moving forward, since for some reason I was unable to gather them through the teachers, I may just throw it out there that we actually just send the grant to the principal, that the principal allocate that. So, I mean, I don't know, we don't have to make any decisions on that, but since it's so hard to gather them, I just thought, you know, we might go about that for next year, and finish up this year with what we're doing, so,
Can I make a suggestion?
yes, please.
What Irondale did is, they pooled that money that they would normally be given. You know, we've been given $500 per school per month. So they took that combined amount and they divided it up and gave each teacher in the school a certain amount of money. So they gave every teacher, it was about $200 per student, per teacher for the entire, every teacher in their school system got $200 for their room, which I know is less than $500, but if you're picking and choosing for $500 for 9 months of the year, then that's only 9 teachers versus every teacher.
Can I make an observation? When my son was in the initial class that started in the current school that's fixing to go, building that's about to go away, I was chairman, president, whatever, of what was called the Academic Boosters Club. And we ran the concession stand in the gym, and at the end of the first year, we had accumulated enough resources that we gave every teacher there $250 to have money over the summer to start their next year. And I think we get a lot more bang for the buck giving it to everybody than here, there, and yonder. And the teachers may have gotten together and shared their money. I don't know how they did. We didn't care.
Right.
But, you know, we gave it to the principal. You got this amount of money. It's so much per teacher. Here you go.
You can even look at doing Amazon gift cards. Amazon is where they order all of their items from. So that could be something that they could get as well. And they can have a gift card and it could be tangible. And they would be able to use that because all of their items, all of their POs, all of their invoices come from there.
We probably even could think about even increasing that grant money. Where we could get it up to $500 per teacher, or something like that. Anyway, just suggestions that I thought about, because I'm, having a little issues here. Other than that, that's all I've got.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, Dr. Rush?
All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out and hanging in with us. We had our library council meeting beforehand today. It went very well. We will be going to quarterly meetings, as you know, that was voted on our last city council meeting. So we will be having our next meeting in the month of April. Today was given a detailed item of what we're looking at as far as expenditures and how we have the expenditures labeled within the use of our library. Our new clerk is working with us to kind of get that organized and structured out, or we'll be able to see exactly what we're spending, how we're spending, and in what amount of time it is going to be spent. It is very important for us to know that we have the funds to be able to use for the library and do the things that we need to do, but we also need to have it in order where it is structurally correct, and making sure that we are doing the right things with it. We also got good news today from the mayor that our sign for the library is, Alabama Power has come out to look at it. So we'll be getting a new digital sign that'll be out there along with Clay Chalkville Middle School. So we're super excited about that avenue as well. And just looking forward for a continuing trend of being able to have things for our students, for all age brackets, not just for our students, but for all age brackets within the library, whether it's technology, whether it's books, new shelving, recycling DVDs, however we see fit that could best serve and give offerings to the city of Clay.
Thank you. Counselor Thompson.
Alrighty, once again, thank you for everybody that's continued to join us these meetings. It's great to actually see people out there in the audience. It's a welcome change to see people still out here. Last week, Mayor Anderton, Jody and I attended the ALM Advocacy Day. We learned a lot about some upcoming legislation, and Mayor Anderton and I met afterwards with our representative, Danny Garrett. We had a good time. They gave us this great little information booklet that we have, some great phone numbers, information we didn't have, so it's great to have that. Feel like we learned a good bit. Also, the Dollar General is coming along pretty well. They're working on brickwork now. I don't know if any of you have been by, but they're really progressing with that building. We also got this week an email in about the DWS property. I thought that went to Mayor Anderton. She shared it with the rest of the council. So I thought that was a great email. Just encourage y'all that have ideas about that property to send them in. It's dwas@clayalabama.org if I'm not mistaken. So send that in to us. We'd love to see some new advancements, ideas towards that. If you've got any people that want to bring businesses into the city of Clay, have them contact me or Mayor Anderton, obviously. All of our email addresses are our first initial and our last name at clayalabama.org. So it's real easy to find us, and you can always reach out and call us as well. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Very good. Counselor Youngblood.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for coming out. On Friday, we had the opportunity to meet with the outside auditors, and we got our report in, and we received an unqualified opinion, which is the favorable opinion, showing that everything checked out well as they went through the books and went through the findings, went through the bank accounts, went through all the expenditures as they did the review, and we did get an opportunity to get the report, and everything came out well, so I just want to report that to everybody. And that was for the year 24-25. So that was the end of the last current administration, and so as we pick up, we'll continue to do these audits, and then of course, continue to bring that information to you. That's all I have.
Thank you. We have no reading of petitions, no public hearings. Do we have any public comments? Then we will, someone make a motion to enter into unanimous consent?
Make a motion that we enter into unanimous consent.
And approve this consent agenda?
So moved, Mayor.
All in favor?
I second.
Thank you. All right, so we can start with the resolution 2570.
We have to roll call.
Okay,
Have a roll call.
then we'll roll call.
Mayor Anderton,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes.
All right, so now we're ready for resolution 2570. That's a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for web design services.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2025-70.
Second.
Have roll call?
Mayor Anderton,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes, but to make sure it's amended that they have a business license within the city of Clay.
All right, resolution 2603. Resolution appointing a city administrator treasurer. My appointment, of course, Careful review and consideration, Mr. Bradley Watson.
I'll make a motion that we revise resolution 2026-03 and approve Scott Collins to be the city administrator and treasurer.
I second.
I abstain.
Mayor Anderson,
No.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nell,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
So we're voting on the change, or we're voting on resolution 2026-03 as amended? Which are we voting on?
The amended.
The amended 2603.
Can I say point of order? Is that how that works? If I have a question or a comment, if we're in the middle of a vote?
But I don't know the answer to that particular question, however,
So we should talk about the vote before rushing into the vote.
the discussion section, yeah, I mean, if there's discussion, that would normally occur between the, seconding the motion and the vote.
Okay, so how do I do a redo?
But I don't think the actual vote particularly
We didn't-
started, I think.
We
When
didn't
he
finish the
motioned
vote.
it and I second, Dr. Rush was just letting everybody know that she abstained. So I don't think the actual, you picked up the vote when we wasn't ready to vote, so you shouldn't just start your comments.
Okay, so I should have started my comments.
Yes.
Is it too late?
I mean, you could, I guess, make a motion to suspend the rules to allow discussion.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to suspend the rules to allow discussion.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and allow discussion on resolution 2026-03.
I second.
We're suspending the rules, we have to do a roll call vote to suspend the rules, correct?
You have to vote.
He says yes.
I think that we do.
You have to do
I may be wrong.
It won't hurt.
Okay, yeah, let's vote on suspending the rules.
all right.
Yes.
Suspending the rules, Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nell,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes.
Okay, so your job as a council is to concur that my recommendation is qualified. You might not agree with my recommendation, but if you look at the resume, qualified. This is a person that I'm gonna have to work with on a daily basis.
I did not say that Mr. Watson was not qualified. I just felt that Mr. Collins was more qualified.
But the qualifications also have to do with personality and being able to work alongside one another. Being able to do the training that I need for some of my staff. And being willing to do that.
And so did you get that you didn't feel you could get that from Mr. Collins?
I would say, I guess I would need a second interview for that. I guess I would say I'm more familiar with Mr. Watson, having interviewed him 3 times. I'm also concerned about the time restraints, because he's in Mobile and he's gonna have to come up here and find housing for his family and all of those kind of things, and of course, that can take time as well. And Mr. Watson is ready to start to work next Monday. We also were missing a clerk, and so in the interim, I have been the city administrator, and I have been functioning as the mayor. Now, I'm only getting paid to function as the mayor, but, I'm no quitter. So, I'm going to do the best job I can for this city, because my desire is to see this city succeed. And so, this vote, much like some other things that I've seen in the past, leads me to believe that, that we are still working on establishing our trust relationship with me as your mayor.
Well, when it comes to me personally interviewing this individual, and like I said, as an accounting professional, it has nothing to do with trusting you or not trusting you. They voted me in to make the best decision that they thought I could make. And in my opinion, Brad is not the best qualified candidate for this position. So that's my position. It has nothing to do, unfortunately, with you. And I understand, Lisa, you've got to work with them every day. You've got to work with them every day. We've got to work with them as well. And I think the most professional and the most qualified will be best for the city of Clayton.
Okay? And so do you think that I need to continue, interviewing, or are you set on Mr. Collins?
I think Ms. Collins could do the job.
I think we need to vote on the amended resolution that I presented, where my resolution, replaced Bradley Watson's name with Scott Collins.
That's what's on the table, that's what we would be
Voting on.
Because that's what you presented, that's what we're gonna
Yes.
end up being, am I correct in that?
So,
As I understand, and make sure the council, that we're all in agreement, we are discussing the, Counselor Harris's motion that has been seconded, is that?
Right, that's
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
So that is what we'll vote on as the resolution is amended, that it's, sorry, Mr. Collins on there as opposed to, Mr. Watson.
All right, and so any more discussion?
The only thing that I've, had is, looking at, if you are interviewing more people, looking at other candidates that meet the qualifications of the job description as written. Or if we are gonna, this has been, you're right, it's been a long time on this. We need to get somebody in place. But I just think we, just make sure we're looking at everybody out there, every option that you've got of people to work with. That's my only thing. I mean, you've been doing the interviews, I've not had time to go to any of the interviews, so I can't discuss any of the individual candidates myself, because I've not talked with them, I've just looked at what's been presented to us with the paperwork so far.
Anyone else? Then we are ready to vote?
Absent another motion to table the motion or to
make a motion that we vote on the amended resolution 2026-03, where I substituted Scott Collins for Bradley Watson.
Do I pick back up in the middle of the vote, or?
The vote had started.
I guess procedurally, that's where we are, Counselor Harris is, so we're ending the discussion and
Moving to a vote.
in the absence of some other procedural motion, then yes, entering into a vote.
Mayor Anderson,
No.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Neal,
Yes.
Counselor Rush, are you still abstaining?
Still abstaining.
Counselor Thompson,
Abstain.
Counselor Youngblood,
Yes.
The resolution passes. Resolution 2606.
We've got 2 yeas, 1 nay, and 2 abstentions.
2.
312.
So we're on to resolution 2606. This appoints a council representative to the city planning and zoning board. This would be Jody Harris as our liaison.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve resolution 2026-06 as written. Second.
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes.
The motion passes. Resolution 2607, a resolution declaring property, city property as surplus.
So move.
Second.
I'd like to open this.
As amended.
As amended.
Oh, yes.
Any more discussion?
Well, I had discussion on it, just, making sure that we are going to, we're gonna be attempting to sell these vehicles as they do have some value, or what is the plan for? I know we're getting rid of them, but what is the plan for them?
The plan was that they would go up for auction.
Okay, yes, that's the only thing that I have there.
Any more discussion?
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes.
The motion passes. Resolution 2608, a resolution to establish a finance committee for the city of Clay.
Make a motion that resolution 2026-08 move forward.
Second.
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
No.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes.
The motion passes. Resolution 2609, resolution amending Resolution 2559, which says, I'm getting bleary-eyed. Execute financial documents on behalf of the city. This would approve Carla being a designee. Do we have any discussion about that?
I make a motion, we approve resolution 2026-09.
Second.
Mayor,
Discussion, but I don't think there's any.
no discussion.
I don't think, I mean,
Yeah, I don't
unless
think
anybody
there's
has
any.
any.
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2610. This is a resolution determining that the public good requires a reduction of the corporate limits of the city of Clay. Authorizing the de-annexation of certain real property subject to receipt of a legal description and post-de-annexation plat. Mr. Bearden, I would like for you to speak on this, please.
We gotta put it, we gotta put it on the meeting note.
Oh,
We
okay.
have to have it second.
All right. So do I have a motion to discuss this?
Make a motion that we discuss resolution 2026-10.
I'll second.
We gotta put it on the table, so we got a motion to
Yeah,
approve it.
you can't do
Not
that.
discuss it, yeah.
Okay, so
We can't discuss it till we approve the budget.
Mr.
I'll
Harris
make a
is
motion to
approved.
approve it.
Yeah, approve it. A second.
This, now we can discuss.
Oh,
Yeah, 2026-10.
I got it.
Resolution of the DNS.
Okay.
Now.
Yep, Mayor, I have had some personal involvement at your request. I've spoken with the property owners, and I've spoken with some of the city officials who were involved during the annexation process. And it seems to me that everyone was talking over each other and not getting from each other exactly what was being intended. But as I understand it, and Councilor Harris, this may have come up in, you may can confirm this or correct it if I'm being incorrect, but it was zoned agricultural in the county, and when it was annexed, our agricultural had restrictions on what structures could be put there that the county did not have. And so the structure they intended to put there, they could not put there under our zoning, when they would have been able to put that structure on under the county zoning. So I think that was the confusion that resulted in, ultimately, I think the county told them it would be easier for them to do what it was they were attempting to do if they annexed into the city. For whatever reason, that didn't turn out the way the property owners wanted it. But and maybe that's, I don't know exactly why the zoning made their recommendation, planning and zoning made the recommendation they did. Maybe that's part of it, but from the council's standpoint, de-annexation is rare but not unheard of. And usually there is kind of a balancing on the part of the council between the revenues that the council or the city can expect versus the services, the cost of services that will be required if the property stays in the city. And we're talking about, as Mr. Harris described, or Councilor Harris described in pre-council, a very minuscule piece of land, as I understand it. Do you need to correct anything I just said, Councilor Harris?
No.
I'm shocked.
That's not the understanding that I had.
Yeah.
I was not on the council at the time, but my understanding was that when they did when they moved this property, annexed this property into the city of Clay, that they changed that, and had that property reclassified as agricultural property, in the annexation. That's what it shows on the paperwork on that.
Well, I think, as I understand the laws governing annexation, when you annex property, you find what it was before annexation, and you find the closest fit to what you have in your current your current zone. And so it was zoned agricultural in the county, and when we annexed it, the closest thing that we had to the county's agricultural was we have, I don't know the designation A1 or whatever it is, which does not allow the type of structure that they intend to place on the property.
Right, and this property here, this map that we're given, because I've looked at the Jefferson County maps, the map that we've given on this, where it paints part of the picture, it doesn't paint the whole picture. So they've actually got two pieces of property, one which is in the city of Clay and one that's not in the city limits of Clay. And these are properties that intertwine with each other. They make a giant rectangle when you combine the two properties. And my understanding.
If you flip to the second page, you'll see.
Yeah,
the
I
map
checked,
like
yeah,
you
okay,
described.
that shows a little, yes, I didn't see a small picture on the second page, thank you, man. So you can kind of see where it reaches in, and they own most of this rectangle that's here, that 1,000 feet comes through. So one of the properties they own is within the city limits of Clay, one of the property they own is not within the city limits of Clay. So my understanding was when they got annexed, and I may be wrong, but my understanding was when they got annexed into the city of Clay, it was to put their manufactured modular home on the property, which Clay would allow under the agricultural zoning, which Jefferson County may or may not allow. Then it came into the fact that it was not a modular home, it was a manufactured home. We've got to be, I think we need to be extremely careful with de-annexation, because unless it serves the public good, we can't de-annex the property under the Alabama statutes. And removing a single property from the city, I'm not sure how that really serves our public good. Then after, if we do vote yes on this, this is something that we have to send before the probate judge. We've got to provide, well, the city is responsible for all these fees. They're responsible for paying for the certified plat maps, for the new city boundaries.
Is that true? I don't think so. I think that's in the hands of the owners of the property.
That's under Alabama 1142-201 and 1142-210. And under 1142-210, it states the city would be responsible for those costs. The property owner, they want to, you know, when they came in, I realized they didn't, you know, maybe they didn't understand what they were doing, but it looked like they came in order to put that modular home in the city of Clay. And they want to de-annex now in order to be able to go back to Jefferson County's terms. I realize this person's only been in, you know, since March, but reclassifying them at this time, you know, I feel like it's the wrong move. I feel like it's gonna set a precedence, for other people to just say, okay, well, the city of Clay is gonna let us move out. You know, what happens if a business owner, for example, wants to build a building, or let's just say a resident wants to build a building they wanna use, you know, clapboard siding instead of our four-sided bricks. All they gotta do is say, hey, we wanna come before and de-annex from the city of Clay, and then we can build our clapboard house right in the middle of Clay, because we de-annex out. So I think we need to be extremely careful, if we do decide to approve this, that we would set a precedence for other people and businesses to potentially leave our city. And that's my main concern.
I just want to be very clear, I was intending to provide a factual background to the council. I have no opinion, one way or the other, what this council should do. I was just basically reporting what involvement I had in this process. I'm not, that's not my function.
The individual at the planning and zoning meeting just presented a discussion that they were told by their initial developer that they had to annex into Clay. That's the phrase that was used. That developer is no longer working with them. They're with a different one now. And their position was, because of misinformation, they are now not able to do what they wanted to do with the property. There was no misinformation from the city. According to the claimant's testimony, it was from they took the advice of the developer. If this was a unanimous vote, but I am hesitant to de-annex property just on a principle. I don't want people start thinking, well, they don't like your rules and we're gonna unannex them and take our toys and run away.
Can we table this until next meeting, next council meeting? And so we can gain more information, be precise on the laws, and just, because I think this is, I think this is a big vote. We start this, the annexation, it could set precedent that we don't want to set, in my opinion.
And the question is, they took the word of their person, their builder, whatever, that was telling them, is that really at the fault of the city? They didn't ask the city, they asked the builder, so the builder was the one that gave them the misinformation.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the motion to table this till next board meeting, council meeting.
I'm available to, I am the homeowner. anyway, since there's any more discussion. Mayor Anderson,
Yes, to table.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood,
Yes.
All right.
Mayor, I have a motion I'd like to make.
Yes.
I make a motion that to support the Clay Chapel High School and recognize the Class 6 football championship, that it brought great favor to the city of Clay, that the city of Clay join our legislative delegation and allocate resources to help the Chamber of Commerce pay for recognition items and for advertising for the city. I would recommend that the city allocate $30,000 from the reserves to go with what the legislative body has already allocated.
I'll second.
and we need a unanimous consent to add this to the agenda.
I would say under the council rules, this is an expenditure of funds which cannot be voted on in the same session that it was introduced.
Unless we suspend the rules.
Unless there's unanimous consensus. to suspend
Right.
the rules.
So you open up so does he need to rewrite his, reintroduce his motion, just in the rules?
I think at this point, if someone wants to make a motion to suspend the rules, then, other than that, it's carried over to the next meeting.
I'll make a motion, we suspend the rules.
I'll suck it.
This is roll call.
Mayor Anderson,
Hang on.
Suspend the rules to consider this vote. In its first reading.
Yeah, I need a sentence explaining what I'm voting on.
What do you suspend the rules for?
For the,
To vote on it this meeting.
so we're suspending the rules for the vote of the reallocation of the $30,000 for the Chamber of Commerce to aid in the purchasing of championship rings. Is that correct?
And other recognition, there will also, I would encourage the chamber to change the signs and I'll welcome me into the city to advertise of this accomplishment.
So was there a second to the motion to suspend the rules?
Yes.
Mr. Bearden, you're gonna need to move your microphone.
You gotta re-second it.
I will second it.
It's procedures. Can we do a roll call vote? To see if we,
so this is
this is
roll call
vote
for the suspension.
for the suspension of the rules.
Suspension.
Okay. Mayor Anderson,
No.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Rush,
Yes.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood.
Yes.
So we have a notice it doesn't get voted on tonight, but it can be discussed tonight, this will be the first reading.
Yeah, I just can't.
We just can't come to a decision tonight, right?
Right.
Right.
We're going to do the vote on it. On the motion and second.
It's, so we don't vote on it, before we can discuss, we'll discussion on it.
Okay.
So tonight's the first reading and then it will be on the agenda at our next meeting.